Infiniti has revealed an all-electric, retro-inspired race car prototype, which will go on display at the 2017 Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance. The classic car show brings together 200 of the most pristine retro vehicles in the world, with the most historically accurate and well-maintained examples earning awards. However, with thousands of people attending the day-long event in California, manufacturers often put unique prototypes on display, such as the Prototype 9 revealed by Infiniti. Engineers at Nissan's premium division worked on the After Hours project, which was designed to evoke memories of the emerging era of Japanese motorsport in the 1960s. Its retro appearance was built using traditional methods, with panel beaters hammering the sheet metal into shape by hand. Meanwhile, the smooth shape, open cockpit and long bonnet are said to be inspired by aeronautical designs. Despite the classic styling, Infiniti was keen to incorporate modern technology underneath and fitted a new electric powertrain. It uses a 30 kWh high-voltage battery with a prototype electric motor, which it says has not yet been used on a production vehicle. It makes 146 bhp and 320 Nm or torque, driving the rear wheels through a single-speed transmission. Alfonso Albaisa, Senior Vice President of Global Design at Infiniti, said, "The beautiful execution of Prototype 9 represents a combination of artistry, craftsmanship and commitment to a romantic notion of our heritage. It inspired our people to work on Prototype 9 in their own time, as they were completely invested in the project and the details and features originated with them. Prototype 9 has been a labor of love for many of us." The 2017 Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance takes place on Sunday, August 20th.
Infiniti just provided the answer to a question nobody asked, and the resulting trip through time, with a few modern touches, is really quite interesting. Infiniti unveiled the Prototype 9 concept ahead of its debut at the 2017 Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance. It's basically a retcon of motoring history, with Infiniti's craftsmen wondering what a 1940s road checker would look like if it were designed today, built using old-school methods and containing a next-gen Nissan Leaf drivetrain. The car was not built in a factory by robots. Infiniti instead relied on Nissan's stable of Japanese craftsmen, who assembled to build this car by hand in a quiet corner of Nissan's research center in Yokohama. The steel body panels were shaped with hammers, and the tires are the old-school bias-ply type, in keeping with the historical aspect of it. The interior is equally well-crafted. The exposed cockpit features black leather with red contrast stitching, an aluminum steering wheel hub, an instrument panel, and that's about it. After all, race cars in the 1940s didn't have screens all over the place and other types of high-tech frippery. Underneath the steel body panels and steel ladder frame lies a powertrain from a next-generation EV that's probably the 2018 Nissan Leaf. Its single electric motor is bolted to the rear wheels via a single-speed transmission, and it puts out 148 horsepower and 236 pound-feet of torque. It'll hit 60 mph in 5.5 seconds and should last about 20 minutes on the track with a heavy right foot. The design is stunning, although I personally believe the grille is a step too far. It's not often that automakers reach this far back in time for new concepts, but we're glad Infiniti did.
Infiniti has revealed its What If Prototype 9 race car ahead of the festivities of the Monterey Car Week. We must admit, for a flight of fancy what might have been Grand Prix racer, this thing is pretty cool. The concept started with the idea of running across a forgotten race car in a barn in the Japanese countryside. From there, Alfonso Albaisa, Senior Vice President, Global Design, made a design sketch inspired by roadsters and aircraft of the era. Soon, many on the design team were giving their input, and then word got out beyond the design team to production, who volunteered to build it. The project was moved to the Nissan Research Center in Apama, Japan, where a team of Takumi, the same master craftspeople who build cars like the Nissan GT-R, set to building it. The Takumi literally hammered the bare metal steel body panels around a steel ladder frame sporting a 106.3-inch wheelbase. For the suspension, Infiniti chose period pieces. Up front is a leading arm rigid axle with a transverse leaf spring. Out back is a Dion axle with another transverse leaf spring. The steering isn't power assisted, and the brakes aren't boosted, though discs are found at all four corners. The tires are cross-ply 450-19 fronts and 650-19 rears mounted on center locking wire wheels. For the interior, the Takumi chose the best materials and tailored them to bring out their best characteristics. They chose black leather with red contrast stitching and sewed Japanese flags into the seat. We'll ignore for now that Japan was an Axis power during this era. When Nissan Motor Corporation's powertrain engineers heard about the project, the Prototype 9 took a left turn. Instead of a period internal combustion engine, they went with a modern electric powertrain. In fact, this power plant has yet to be used in any Nissan or Infiniti car. It consists of a 30 kWh battery teamed with a prototype electric motor that produces 148 horsepower and 236 pound-feet of torque. The power is sent to the rear wheels via a single-speed transmission. Weighing in at just 1,962 pounds, Infiniti says the Prototype 9 has a top speed of 105.6 mph, can sprint from 0 to 62 mph in 5.5 seconds, and can handle 20 minutes of heavy track use before running out of juice. Infiniti isn't saying how many miles it can drive at highway speeds. The Prototype 9 will make its public debut this week at the Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance. It will be shown alongside a real race car from Infiniti parent Nissan's past, the Prince R380 of the 1960s.